Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Random Live number 69, Oscars. It is April 1st, 2022. Welcome. I had to do it. I thought I might not say anything about this situation, but I had to do it. It just had to. Let me see what's going on in chat first, though. Cindy Fins here says, "Oh, goody. I can say a lot of in my humble opinion on this." What's up, Cindy? Welcome to the chat. Welcome, Ernie. Hope Lockbeard can stay on a while without getting licked off again. What? Kicked off? Oh, kicked off. Yeah. I'm gonna try to walk that line a little better. Danny's here. Greetings from South Carolina. He says, "Greetings from the Empire, Danny." Been waiting for this to talk about the Will Smith situation, or just another live stream. Ernie says Miss Bell should be kicked. Yeah, I figured. The Philly slap. That says Troy Barrett's. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. Cindy says, "I know, Ernie, people need to stop being trifling." Well, I think people are going to become more and more trifling as time goes on until the collapse of this civilization. This civilization is doomed. There's no way around it. Well, there may be a way around it without us having to go back to the Stone Age, but people will not do it without force. I mean, it's possible. People might start to kind of because people are realizing certain things. Like a lot of people, like little things like turning off the television set, getting rid of the TV, getting back to nature, getting back to the natural diet that humans are supposed to eat, recognizing the inherent massive catastrophic flaws in constitutional republics and especially in democracies. I mean, it's a nice idea. But it doesn't work. It's never worked. The United States is probably the longest that has apparently worked, but it didn't actually work. You were just fooled into thinking it's work. See, it relies on smoke and mirrors to make you think it works. It's not. It's all an illusion. And behind the scenes, you have cowardly leaders, oligarchs of a type, and that are running things instead of openly in a proper monarchy. They're running things behind the scenes, pulling the strings of these ridiculous politician trolls. All the elections are fixed to one degree or another. Sometimes they can't. Sometimes their tricks don't work. Jesse Ventura, I think, is an example where their tricks failed, but usually they're able to maintain control. And even then, they didn't lose total control of the country, right? They lost a degree of control of that state, not total control either. So anyway, because of the way things are, people are going to continue to become more and more confrontational and want to fight. People want to fight. Nature is making them do this. This is human nature, and they have to. There's no way out of it other than fighting. And there may be a more orderly way, but there will still be some fighting. There's just no way. That's how humans deal with shit. They kick each other's ass, and that's just how they do it. Danny says, "Okay, Beard of Knowledge, give us a response to the chat from last night. Let us have it." I'm not ready to do that just yet, Danny. I'll probably go ahead and drop the bit that I do have at sometime soon. I really wanted to get a couple more examples. They're hard to find. The dude's slick. He's slick. I have 2 examples, but I can only share one. But yeah. So don't postpone supper if you don't want to, because I was just going to talk about the Chris Rock Will Smith situation tonight. Ernie says, Cindy, I like the word trifling, not used much nowadays. Cindy says, I know I'm not in the loop and the new urban lingo. Lowrider, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Mark's here. Welcome. He says, we'll be just listening in the shed doing a bit of building. Sometimes you got to build some shit. Patrick McGuire, welcome. Gene, welcome. How you doing? Glad to see you on. Well, I mean, I've been on the alternative channel. I think a lot of people still don't know that I have a backup channel for when YouTube shuts down. YouTube won't let me do lives on this channel whenever I get a strike and all that nonsense. So I have been on the other channel. I need to move those videos over to this channel so that they're all here, but it won't bring the chat with them though. But Gene says, glad I took a break from shoveling and ordering garden seeds. Are you doing some gardening, are you? Food Network or HGTV? AOTR Cryptids, welcome. Yeah. Can't take a joke about alopecia and then that's hair loss. Yeah. Try dealing with what a lot of men deal with, Jada. A lot of men lose all of that shit. I know, but dadgummit. We'll get into it a little bit. Scotty says, just swinging by, wishing you all the best. Thanks, Scotty. Gene says, Aotera, that had nothing to do with a joke that was to ruin her hubby's night. She has been ruining his life from the word go, and she isn't going to stop, and he is letting it happen. Yeah. Examples of fakes. Squatch Talk, welcome. How's it going? Welcome to the chat. Gene says, I don't understand why it is even being talked about. Man committed a crime. He should have been arrested and charged. End of story. No excuse. Yeah. They're probably going to let it slide. Can you imagine if he was a little paler of hue? Can I say that much, YouTube? Are you going to get pissed? Because it's true. It's true. G.I. Jane 2 Appalachia Trail. So, well, let's just for review, we'll let's check this out.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Wow, dude. Yeah. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Could you see if Mel Gibson would have done that? Yeah, exactly. Holy shit. They would have lost their head. Hey Jen, welcome. So, I mean, what do you they Will's dealing with a little situation, an ongoing situation. He probably needs to. Probably should have fired the wife. you know, um, most men you should probably look, if they go astray, if the lady goes astray, don't go back to her. Don't do it. Don't do it. I've seen it over and over. Very, very, very rarely are you able to repair things after that. Usually, it's just going to crash and burn anyway. You can try going back. It's not going to work. I'm of the opinion you should not forgive it. You should not forgive it. End of story. Move on. And damn it, Will Smith, you could move on. You got a whole lot of fans out there. I'm sure one of them would be happy to be your willing servant. So he says Jada broke his heart and she is evil. Yeah. Gene says, I will tell you, if you can't be faithful, stop dating and run some one night stands. Yeah. Yeah, just move on if you're going to move on. Don't dick around about it. Don't toy with people. So, we all know what this is really about, right? I mean, Will Smith is just he's been shamed. People are calling him the sound chickens make, cluck cluck cluck. Take the L out. People, I don't know if I can say that word. I'm trying not to hack off YouTube again because they will shut me down permanently this time. But people have been saying it on YouTube. I'm just trying to be a little more careful. Ernie says, not much civility left in our culture. Scotty says, can't wait till Mike Tyson makes the same joke to Will Smith. Yeah, like Will Smith, he probably outweigh, I bet he might outweigh Chris Rock by 50 pounds. So, he did that because he was bigger physically. He wouldn't have done it if he weren't. That's part of what happened there. Jen said, my question there is, given the size difference, shouldn't Chris have been on his butt? Now, I'm not saying it was right by any means. No, because Chris is coming out smelling practically like roses in this situation. Most people are saying, damn, that was a mild-ass joke. Compared to some of the roasting that people get, that was really, really mild. And he's doing his job. He's just being a comedian. Will Smith should understand what it means to be a damn comedian. But he is in... Look, when these kind of problems with women drive men to a point of literal insanity at times. People got to understand, you're talking about a basic biological urge, when it comes to reproduction and the opposite sex. And so when women do these things that mess with men's head, it drives them nuts. It's extremely hard for them to control their impulses under some of these circumstances that happen. And unfortunately, men aren't allowed to handle it. Like like the Stone Age. Now, right, wrong, or indifferent, that's what happened in nature. I'm not going to go into the details of that. You can all imagine what would happen if a woman went astray in the Stone Age. Well, that's no longer, that's not something that can really happen too much in our culture, right? And so women need to not create the scenario, because men can't react in the proper natural way that humans are supposed to react in nature. We can't in our civilization. So women need to make for damn sure they don't fuck that up. Because when they do, and a man's forced to bottle it up, and then one day it explodes and shit can go seriously way too wrong. Something that would have been just an ass kicking could end up a lot worse. You know what I mean? So it's something we need to be a lot more careful with in our civilization. If we're trying to run our civilization like this, we have to recognize and just understand that human nature is what it is, whether we like it or not, whether we consider it ethical in our civilization or not. We have human nature to us, and we fight it all the time. And it's really going to be a losing battle in the end. Like I said, this civilization will collapse. Shit will go to local warlords and stuff. Any rights that women thought they had gained will be freaking lost. They'll be gone. If humans drop back into the Stone Age, all that shit will be gone. And any women that remember would be like, what the hell happened? Well, you didn't do enough of your part. Not all women, but a lot of women like Jada failed to do her part. Like if she was not, if she wasn't feeling it anymore with Will, you need to ease out of that in a proper and compassionate way and have the discussion. And don't just take off, and the next thing you know, you don't just, you got to do it properly so that he doesn't lose his shit like he did this night. He finally, sooner or later, something was going to happen where he broke. Should he have controlled himself? Yes, but look, I'm also recognizing he's in a halfway psychotic state because of her. Jean says she went on live TV to tell him she was having an affair, but it wasn't an affair because she needed to feel alive again. He wasn't enough for her, and he stayed. What nut, really? Was full. Chris was full on assaulted. Yeah, and Chris really isn't the target, right? He's not really the target. Freaking August Alsina, if I'm pronouncing this right, August Alsina, he might have been the target at some point. And if Will Smith flat out kicked his ass, I probably wouldn't be too critical about it. But unfortunately, Chris Rock got some of that fallout instead. Jean says 4 days before this, she did a live Twitter or something like that saying she had no problem with her shaved head and it didn't bother her what others thought. Raptor says, I still think it was a setup type deal to draw in more people. Absolutely not, Raptor. It was not. It was not set up. Cindy Finn says, I would never have put my hubby in that position because he would fight at a drop of a hat, and I wasn't unfaithful. He was just an angry man. Yep. Matt has spoken. Central Florida says Smith is a dirtbag, period. Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't have done what he did. I'm not excusing that, but I'm just saying Jada put him into that kind of psychosis, right? She has been messing with that guy's head for a while. And so she shares blame. Angel says, Raptor, if this had not happened, I wouldn't have known they even were on. Yeah, nobody cares about the Oscars. Nobody cares. They're probably all mad right now because the only reason anyone gives a shit right now is because of this little incident. We don't care who won. I don't know who won. I don't know. The only part I watched was this part when I heard about it. I didn't watch the Oscars. Yes, he is, and she is too. Whoops. Damn it. Troy, I just did that thing again. He did laugh at the joke, says Troy. Troy, I'm gonna go try and get you unblocked real quick. Hold on just a second. That I accidentally blocked you. So everybody stand by for a second. Damn, this is slow. Very slow. Well, come on. Seriously? Why is this taking so long? Oh, man. Way too slow. Or maybe it was Cindy I blocked. Why is Cindy Finn in here? Was it Cindy I blocked? Maybe it was. Holy crap. Well, I got you unblocked then. I don't know. I got turned around there for a second. I thought I blocked Troy. All right. It should be fixed now. Gene says, no, Chris's face told it all. He was shocked, and you can tell that Chris had been bullied before just by the way he put his hands behind his back and hunched in. Yeah, I know, Brandy. I just fixed it. I'm sure you heard. And welcome to the chat.
You remind me of the babe.
Oh, I found a nice little clip for you. Yeah, I figured it out. Tall ones, welcome to the chat. Feeling tonight, hoping keeping you in my prayers. I'm driving, only chat at red lights. Cool. Good to hear. It's real dangerous to try to do that driving. I don't know how many times I've had someone almost hit me, and you can see them in their car on their damn phone. Like you're just a matter of time before you freaking have a problem. Mal Reed, welcome. Says, hey all, good to see y'all. Agreed, Jen. Let them go if it is over. Thought you might like that. Brandy's favorite movie, y'all. If you don't know what that clip was from, that's a tragedy. That is a tragedy. Okay, so anyway, so there's old Will. It's not entirely his fault. He's in a his mind. She's been messing with his head. He should have maintained control. He didn't, but she's been messing with his head, and she being Jada. Oops, wrong Jada. This Jada. Raptor says, I thought it was Cindy you blocked. Yeah, it was. It was. For some reason, I thought it was Troy for a second there. The babe with the power. Brandon says, I just bought the special edition book. Has Jim Henson's personal notes in the back. It's beautiful. Awesome. So for anybody that doesn't know, Jada has alopecia. Chris Rock made a joke about the G.I. Jane joke, and her head's shaved because of her alopecia. Blah, blah, blah. And as others have said, it isn't like she's got cancer or anything. It's just, whatever. It's just a comedian being a comedian. They roast people harder than this. And, that sparked the reaction. But what's really going on is the personal relations between her and Will Smith. So Jada, she had this little boy toy at some point, and so if you just read the Wikipedia synopsis on the situation, here it is. On June 30th, 2020, Alcina, this guy's name is August Alcina. Alcina claimed he was granted permission from Will Smith to be in a romantic relationship with his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. The following day, a representative for Pinkett Smith released a statement concerning the claims, referring to them as absolutely not true. However, on July 10th, in an episode of her talk show, Red Table Talk, alongside Will Smith, Jada revealed that she did have a romantic relationship with Alcina 4.5 years prior, when she and Will were separated. She stated she got into a different kind of entanglement with August, whatever that means. Jada and Will denied that Will gave Alcina permission for the relationship, with Jada saying Alcina, quote, would perceive it as permission because we, her and Will, were separated amicably. Pinkett Smith further claimed she wanted to heal Alcina, but needed to find healing for herself first. She and Will eventually reconciled after she broke things off with Alcina. She says she has not spoken with Alcina since. After Jada's use of the word entanglement went viral on the internet, Alcina released a collaboration titled Entanglements with rapper Rick Ross on July 19th, 2020, in which Alcina sings, "You left your man just to fuck with me and break his heart." So August Alcina has the role in Will Smith's mental state right now as well. It's been, this happened last, 2 years ago, but it's still, it's going to have a lasting effect on the man's head. The tall one says, Will Smith is in a bad relationship with a narcissist. Will knew he was screwed when he got caught laughing at the joke. Jada was laughing right after the slap. Jen says, Brandy doing well. How are you? Jean says, Chris didn't even know she had it. And then people saying, oh, so hard for women. Hard on, get a damn wig. Yeah. Link to Protein with Will Smith making a bald joke back in 1991. It wasn't directed at anyone's wife, but still. Oh, really? Huh. As long as his career it's been, I'm certainly not surprised. Let me see if I can. You want me to pull it up?
Jada.
Whoops. Didn't mean to start it yet, but let me see if I can get this set up to play. All right. Y'all see it now? Well, let's look at it.
I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay.
You can't do that in this world, man. You can't do that in this world, man. Arsenio, they got rules. They got rules. Like, he has a rule. The bass player, he got a rule. He got to wax his head every morning. That's a rule. He follows the rules, man. He follows the rules. Oh, these are jokes. Come on. See, you got too into the characters and got hurt. Wait. Oh, we got the commercial? How about the interview? We didn't do an interview. We just were being silly. Okay, we'll come back and we'll act like adults. Yeah, because my mom told me she wants me to do a good, proper interview. So we'll be right back. We'll be right back with his mom.
When I shine on the brightest light, I control.
Well, that was a guy, though. But, yeah. Jen says, Scotty off today, just relaxing. How's the weather? Tall one says, isn't that her son's friend that's also a rapper? I have no idea. Scotty says, not bad, thank you. Talking the weather. Let me see here. Gene says it should be a crime to treat someone like that, but still no excuse to hit someone. Never mind getting his award. Yeah, a lot of people want them to take the award away from him. Scotty says, excellent. I believe it was snowing there earlier this in the week. Pretty Little Bird mentioned it somewhere. Let's see. Lowrider says, maybe Will meant to say, keep young men out of my wife's mouth. Oh, man. Yeah, well, we're going to get that. We're going to get to that little. We're going to get to that, kind of. Troy says, so Chris and Jada had an alleged rendezvous at one point? No. Nothing, not that. She messed around with some other guy while her and Will were separated. Brandy says, point was, some in the crowd booed him, and he said same thing Chris Rock said. It's just a joke. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You know, Will Smith should understand being a comedian. That's just what he was doing. And Andy Broad, welcome. New name in the chat. Says, still no, Cindy. Are you sure you unblocked her? Yeah. Let me go back and double check here. Oh, I know. Dadgummit. All right, now she should be unblocked. Son of a bitch. YouTube, the option should be given to me right here on the same place where I accidentally block people. There should be a place here where I can unblock them here without going back into YouTube and block. Oh my gosh. Cindy, you should be back. Sorry. Randy says, Marie, I just said the same thing this morning. We had a snow squall and it's in 70, beautiful, down to 30s. What the hell? Yeah, sorry, Cindy. Yeah, at least it didn't take me 2 days like it did with Space Cake. But it should give me the option right here. Like, you know, are you, or should ask me, are you sure, or something? I don't know. It just, Jesus. StreamYard. I should say StreamYard. StreamYard, this is your problem. Yeah, well, it's because, Cindy's, commenting prolifically, and I'm clicking on, because when I click on the name, a lot of times the cursor gets over to the side where the three dots are. And if I double click or something, because it doesn't pop up, I'll instinctually click again. But if I'm not paying attention, I end up clicking the three dots and then clicking block. Angel here. Did I miss Angel? Where's Angel at? Oh, there she is. Welcome to the chat, Angel. Oh, no, not an affair, an entanglement. What the hell? Yeah. And for him to put that in the song, he shouldn't have done that. And Will Smith's seen that, and it messed with his head. Cancel culture at work. Cindy Finn says, I'm just typing away, and hey, I'm getting lots of love, so it's a win-win. Okay, so this is Celebrity Insider. And here's August Alsina when he's all swollen up. And so, it's kind of swolled up. Anyway, jokes about Plinkett affair rumors brings Will Smith's name up. So he put this picture up. It says, I'll just read this. August Alsina has seen the side eye that the public has given him about his friendship with Jada Plinkett Smith. He decided to take some time to joke about the situation while revealing a severe reaction that he had during allergy season. The R&B crooner uploaded a photo of himself with a face so swollen that you could barely recognize him. He captioned the picture explaining the situation before changing it after fans joked that Will Smith finally caught up to them about those affair rumors. This is, man, do they have an editor? Okay. The original caption read, a glimpse of my mood and everyday life during allergy season. Everything on me is so swollen. I'm really trying to do music shit for y'all, but my allergies are trying to take me out. He then explained that he's done everything he could to treat his ailment and begged fans for tips. After followers commented that the swollen face was a result of a beating from Will Smith, he decided to play along with them. Alsina edited the caption to say, Will finally caught up to me about all the Jada crap that was going on in the news. And let's just say, he whooped my ass. Guess that Ali training really paid off. While some found the caption funny and lighthearted, others found it to be disrespectful towards both Will and Jada. Here's a comment says, this is not funny or cute, stupid. That's a 20-year marriage you'll never know anything about. You should not joke about the sanctity of it at all, and you need to learn how to keep your mouth closed, little boy. Another person commented, Will really fuck your ass up, though. You don't know who you playing with. Keep that man-wife name out your mouth. Added another. So, these little things. These are all going to be affecting Will Smith. So, I'm just saying, yeah, he shouldn't have done it. But understand that he's got people kind of messing with his head. Brandy says, I watched a psychic do a reading on this. I don't know what everyone believes, but he said Jada has been trying to publicly shame Will for a long time. She wants everyone to know some big secret he has. Huh. Jean says she had no right to tell that boy's part in her coming out to the public, and that just smeared Will's face in the BS. Ernie says, not an affair, but a special operation. Brandy says, and apparently whoever the big shots were that have been protecting Will have backed out, said he's on his own. Yeah, he messed a hard time protecting him when he's smacking Chris Rock on stage like that. Sandra says, yes, Gene, like it isn't stealing unless you get caught. Gene says, so he is allergic to Will's face. Scotty says, Brandy, it certainly makes me wonder what the fuck is going on behind closed doors in their world. We're going to kind of touch on that a little bit here in a little. Just, I'm getting there. Not specifically with Will, but in general in Hollywood. Brandy says Illuminati, allegedly. My eyes, welcome to the chat. Scotty says, I have to say Scientology over the Illuminati. Brandy says, you might be right, Scotty. Gene says, this is crazy. We'll say it again. There's no excuse for what Will did. No, he shouldn't have done that. But I'm just saying that people need to understand he's got people jacking with his head. So, Chris may not have been fully. If Chris Rock fully realized how messed up Will's head was, he might have just skipped over that joke. You know what I mean? Should he have to? No, he's a comedian just doing his job. But Will's head's not right. I don't mean to make excuses for him. I'm just saying, you don't walk up to a bear and smack the shit out of it, and in effect, it's just like he keeps, because people online are giving him shit and everything. He's got all this shit going on. Maybe everybody should just back off and just chill a bit, as far as on all the shit with Will and Plinkett. My eye says, with all that's going on in the world, I don't understand the interest. Well, it illustrates. It is connected. There's some stuff connected. It's just it would take a long time to go into the full. But I mean, I think you'll kind of see some. You'll understand some. It is connected. The same people that are controlling what Hollywood's doing and all the bullshit going on there are what's causing the war and causing all the crazy shit that's going on in the world. It's all the same group of powerful people are controlling all this shit. Cindy says the real shame is the hard work others got robbed of their hard work. Another distraction, my eyes. No, I think Will really did. It's a real authentic reaction Will had there. You're right. Gene says, well, then they let him get his award. What a crock. I hope they ban him and take his award and bring charges against him. And that may still yet happen. We'll see. It's like a screaming squirrel. It's still assault. Yeah, it is. It's not Chris Rock's fault. It's just when anger and frustration gets got a little diverted there. Maya says, I feel badly that people get so out of touch when they become famous. Cindy says, while it was in Block, haven't watched award shows for years. We just don't have anything in common. Their lives don't include us unless we buy their brand. Somebody, there's something about that's going to be commented on here in a little bit by somebody else. Another clip I'm going to show. Joe says, hey, you know the saying, where there's a Will, there's a Chris that's been slapped. Welcome to the chat, Joe. Sandra says, would Will have hit the rock if he would have been up there? Probably not. Probably not. Angel says, my eyes, was he in Epstein's little black book? Epstein's going to be brought up here in a little bit. You guys all know. You know. Gene says, Jim Carrey said it all. Chris needs to press charges and sue for $200 million. Will's head sound not be brought into it. Will's head sound not be brought into it. His should not be brought into it, do you mean? I know people who committed crimes that did it to feed their family. They still did time. Yeah. Lockbeard blocked me. Sorry, Cindy. Angel says, Senator, that would not have gone well. Pay-per-view SmackDown. How you doing today? Yeah. Jen, I'm doing okay. I'm happy it's Friday. Gene says, like Jim Carrey said, there was live, billions of people watching, watched after and watched every day since, and this is going to follow Chris. It's out there. Yeah, but I think it sounds like Chris is going to be the bigger man and swallow his pride and let it go. But he might change his mind. Joe says, so I'm doing a show tonight around 8 p.m. Eastern, folks. Sorry, I had to plug it, Lockbeard. Oh, I was going to plug it anyway towards the end. I definitely plan on being done, probably about 5 till. So everyone, and including myself, can be there. Plug away. My says, okay, even I will admit the Epstein stuff goes deep, but Madison Cawthorn stuff seems worse. I'm mad he put that image in our head. Cindy, you need t-shirts saying that, LOL. Me too. Friday's scheduled day off. Now, woo. Psyched, Joe says, my eyes. So, now, this next thing I'm going to show you shows how Chris Rock, some of this was set up by Chris Rock himself, not on purpose, but there's a lot of things playing into why Will Smith ended up on that stage. So we need to try to get the picture of why it happened. Not saying he should have done it, that he should be totally without repercussions for it. I'm just saying we need to understand there was a bunch of crap that kind of came together in the perfect storm and resulted in Will Smith losing his cool and storming up on that stage and smacking the shit out of Chris Rock. Joe says, awesome. I will be happy to have you, Lockbeard. I'll be happy to be there. Brian says, hey, Lockbeard in chat. Welcome, Brian and Chewy. So over on the Daily Beast is an article from yesterday talking about this. Chris Rock is, what is he like? He's like 50. Is he 50? I don't know. Anyway, he has a long comedic career. So does Will Smith. There has been plenty of time for like I haven't listened to all of Chris Rock's stuff, but there's been plenty of time for this to happen. The title of this article is Chris Rock has been mocking Jada Pinkett Smith since the 90s. So, there's been some build up here. It's not excusing Will. I'm just saying there's just been a lot of things that contribute to why Will Smith lost his cool. And he shouldn't have, but it happened. Maya says, I like that Lockbeard is a peace pirate. I don't know how much of a peace pirate I am. Am I? Prairie Fire says, just popped in to give you the like. I have no use for celebrities. Oh no, but I mean, this is really, it's really about human psychology and kind of some other stuff. Hollywood's poisoned. There's a lot of darkness behind the scenes that's kind of a backdrop for this little scenario. I don't know to what extent Will is involved in some of the darker crap, but when you swim in when you swim in dark waters, you feel the pressure, you feel the stress, and it affects you. Even if he has avoided being a part of any of the bad stuff that's been going on, he still has to deal with those people every day. He has to smile and look the other way and shake hands with some of these jackasses. Maya says, hey, Brian, are you still all aglow about the cast? You should be. That was awesome. Joe says, it's so funny. I really don't care about these Hollywood folks and their antics, but it can be fun talking about it, huh? Yeah, well, Hollywood is more dark magic than you know. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Is that's the real backdrop here. We're seeing the surface here and talking about the human psychology of the matter, but the attack on human psychology is coming from the dark shit that's going on. The bad people causing all the crap that we see going on is what's part of what caused this situation. But I'm just saying that Chris Rock's jokes, whereas normally it wouldn't matter, it was like a straw. It was one of the straws. There's multiple straws that broke the camel's back, but it didn't help things. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying we need to understand why Will Smith lost his cool. Gene says in the 90s that was over the Oscars too. Jada and Will were bitching about the Oscars and not getting any, and wanted him to protest the Oscars, and he wouldn't. Sanders says, Lockbeard, you're a good man. Am I? I don't know. I thought I was an asshole or something. It says, greed is poison. Everyone is trying to make money off of these people. Jeff Daniels was smart. He never left his home state in Michigan. He is a normal guy who kept grounded. Yeah, very hard thing to do when dealing with Hollywood. Brian says, yeah, Lockbeard, love listening to you, man. Thanks, Brian. Joe says, Baby Will was having a flashback to Independence Day when he slapped Chris and thought it was one of the aliens. Brandy says, this is a story all about how Will's life got turned upside down. So let's take a minute, just sit right there. We'll tell you how he became the violent man of Bel Air. Oh, dang it. Anybody who doesn't know what that's about is probably like 18 years old. Brandy Wright is right. No excuse. They're giving some history here. An unearthed clip from the 1997 episode of the Chris Rock Show features the comic taking shots at Jada for attending the Million Woman March, or as he put it, bitches by the bell. The tension leading up to the Oscar slap has actually been lingering for over a decade, as folks on social media have been sleuthing around Chris Rock's history and Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. An old clip of the comedian Flaming Pinka Smith has resurfaced. It's not just the Oscars quips in 2016 and 2022. This beef extends all the way back to 1997. The digs are from The Chris Rock Show, which aired on HBO for 5 seasons back in the late 90s. In October of 1997, right before Will and Jada tied the knot, and rather coincidentally, right after G.I. Jane premiered, Rock was underway with season 2 of his late night talk show when he took aim at the bride-to-be. Oh, it'll get there. Come on now, you can do it, or maybe you can't. Looks like they're quoting some of what he said down here. Million Woman March was on last week in Philadelphia. I talked to Ice Cube. He called it Bitches by the Bell. Rock says in the clip, earning a wave of boos from his live audience. I didn't say it. Ice Cube said it. And Too Short said it too. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this is going to play. After a joke about women not wanting to wear the same clothes, Rock begins his roast of Jada. You know, at the Million Woman March, there were moving speeches from people like Maxine Waters, Winnie Mandela, and here are some inspirational words from the lovely Jada Pinkett. Rock proceeds to cut to a clip of young Jada Pinkett at the march. Quote, I am here today, she proclaims, because this is an act of power. Women, okay? With that, Pinkett's activism is whittled down to a joke in which she yells the lyrics to The Roof is on Fire instead of her speech. Burn, motherfucker, burn, fake Jada yells to the crowd, not even close to her real speech. The Million Woman March took place in late October 1997. Let's see here. Really nothing else really important. Down to where here, it's getting back into what he said. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties, he said, hosting the night's events. I wasn't invited. Basically saying Jada wasn't invited to the Oscars. This all brings new meaning to the keep my wife's mouth out of your fucking mouth that Will shouted twice after Sunday's slap, and why Jada couldn't help but laugh after her husband smacked the comic. So, you know, that Will might have been able to endure Chris Rock's jokes if it weren't for all the other shit going on. I'm just saying, all this stuff kind of piled up on Will, it looks like to me. And he couldn't handle it. You know, I guess he lost his cool. We catch up and chat here. My says, can you imagine? Okay, I gotta close that thing window because or something, because it is locking me down. Go back to this other one here. Yeah, hopefully that gets me back. This thing is messed up. There we go. Now I can get you back up there. My says, can you imagine having your personal business out there for everyone to discuss? It's gross. Yeah. Brandy says he pulled up to Chris Rock and Pimp smacked his face. Then he yelled to the homie, yo, don't talk about my woman. Looked at his Oscar he had finally won. Yeah. My is the price of fame, I guess. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's another part of the stress of their situation. My says, "Don't worry, Joe. We will keep you grounded when you become an AI A-lister." Not many celebrities have private lives, I would imagine, says Scotty. You just need the Rasta interview, says My Eyes. Aliens marathon movies on TV now. Gene says, what a crock. Which part? Champagne problems. He was laughing until he looked at her and he was wrong defending a whore. Really no excuse. Yeah, I mean, he might have been, because, yeah, a lot of people pointed this out, that he was laughing, but I think maybe it was taking him a second for his brain to fully deal with what was really going on deep inside, So I don't know. I don't think we can say that because he was still laughing that he wasn't actually inside losing his shit. But I could be wrong, But like people nervous laughs and stuff like that. Brandy says that's the one thing they said meant it wasn't staged. The actual F-bomb drop would never have happened if it was planned. So they said, yeah, it definitely was not planned. The people out there saying it, and hell, there was a fake apology on the internet. It was from Chris Rock. It was fake. So Joe says, A-lister, no, don't see that coming. Well, he might. Who knows, Joe? Who knows? Okay, so what we really need to know, if you remember a couple of years back, host of the, I think he'd done it 5 times, of the Golden Globes, Ricky Gervais. Now, this is who we need to know what he thinks about, because, I don't give a shit what any of these people really think. But I am curious what Ricky Gervais thinks because of this little situation. This you guys might remember when he felt it was the last time, or I guess he knew it was going to be the last time he was going to be hosting the Golden Globes, or he knew that what he was about to say was going to make sure it was the last time he hosted the Golden Globes. Jean says, took him a second to see her face, and she took it to the next level to ruin him again. Oh, yeah, she definitely was messing with him. Don't get me wrong. So here's where Ricky Gervais kind of airs out the dirty laundry. At the Golden Globes. Now,
Look.
Now see this guy here? There's Glenn Close sitting next to him. That guy is the actor Jonathan Pryce, and he's clearly not amused by any of this stuff. And he, if you don't know who he is, he's the guy who played the Pope in that movie. I forget the name of the movie. They said he looked a lot like the Pope, so they had him play the Pope. Anyway, dude's clearly not amused. Clearly.
Talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up.
Yeah, Two Popes, I believe, is the one. Scotty says Ricky Gervais was hilarious and way fucking worse than Chris Rock ever was. Yeah. Well, and he's straight up dropping some truth up in this. I cut off the first part because it wasn't you know, to me, it wasn't the really juicy stuff, and we don't got all night. But this is almost 3 minutes in.
Shut up. I don't care. I don't care. Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood foreign press are all very, very racist. So, fifth time. So, we were going to do an in memoriam this year, but when I saw the list of people that had died, it wasn't diverse enough. No. It was mostly white people. And I thought, nah, not on my watch. So, maybe next year. Let's see what happens. No one cares about movies anymore. No one goes to the cinema. No one really watches network TV. Everyone's watching Netflix. This show should just be me coming out going, well done, Netflix, you win everything. Good night. But no, we got to drag it out for 3 hours. You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer. And it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way. So in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein.
Bam. Bam. Yep. Mai says, I saw an interview with Ricky Gervais, and he said he wouldn't have joked about her short hair. He would have joked about her boyfriend. Yeah, I'm getting to it. Hold on. I'm getting to it.
Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you? Right. But seriously, most films are awful, lazy, remakes, sequels. I've heard a rumour that there might be a sequel to Sophie's Choice. I mean, that'd just be Meryl Streep going, well, it's got to be this one then. All the best actors have jumped to Netflix and HBO, you know, and the actors who just do Hollywood movies now do fantasy adventure nonsense. They wear masks and capes and really tight costumes. Their job isn't acting anymore. It's going to the gym twice a day and taking steroids, really. Have we got an award for most ripped junkie? No. No point. We know he'd win that. Martin Scorsese, the greatest living director, made the news for his controversial comments about the Marvel franchise. He said they're not real cinema and they remind him of theme parks. I agree. Although I don't know what he's doing hanging around theme parks. He's not big enough to go on the rides, is he? It's tiny. Right. The Irishman was amazing. It was amazing. Look, it was. It was great. Long, but amazing. It wasn't the only epic movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo Dicaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him.
Now, Leonardo is actually amused. You know, he's not. You see, because what he was just said wasn't really a shameful thing of a horrible crime that he's committed, like some of these people that are being called out by Ricky Gervais during this speech. You know, basically, Leonardo is kind of proud of what was just said. Gene says, "Wow, throwing the truth all over." Oh yeah, and he keeps on. He keeps on. Gene says, and look, had one of the biggest pervert Tom Hanks on the screen. Yeah, Tom Hanks. Look at his body. Look at his face through all this. They cut to him here and there, and yeah. He's like not sure how he needs to react. You know, if he laughs or you know, he doesn't know. He's not sure how to react. He's trapped. It ain't like he can leave the room. He is totally screwed right now.
Even Prince Andrew's like, come on, Leo, mate, you know, you're nearly 50, son. The world got to see James Corden as a fat pussy. He was also in the movie Cats, but no one saw that. And the reviews, oh, shocking. I saw one that said, this is the worst thing to happen to cats since dogs, right? But Dame Judi Dench defended the film, saying it was the role she was born to play, because I can't do this next joke. Because she loves nothing better than plonking herself down on the carpet, lifting her leg, and licking her own minge. Verbal. She's old school. It's the last time, who cares? Oh. Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show, a superb drama, yeah.
All right. This is Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. Let me catch up in the chat real quick. Poor Tim Cook, man, he's about to get called the hell out. My eye says Leonardo dates adults at least. Yeah, that's the thing here, isn't it? That's the thing. Scotty says Ricky was unrelentless the whole time with the truth. Gene Hudson said Aussies don't like him. They finally arrested him. Took him for a non-extradition country to do it. Tom Hanks, that is, yeah. Here on the Gold Coast allegedly. Gene, what? Anyway, so this guy. He's just Tim Cook. That's his name, right? Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. Let me make for damn sure I got that name correct. For some reason, I'm feeling like I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, it's Tim Cook. CEO of Apple. So let's see what Ricky's got to say.
Superb drama about the importance of dignity and doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and fuck off, okay? So, it's already 3 hours long. Right, let's do the first award. The first award is for Best Actor in a Television Series, Musical or Comedy. To present the award are a couple of actors off the telly. What can I say?
We'll skip ahead.
Please welcome Zoe Kravitz and Jason Momoa. Kill me. We're nearly done. Jesus. It's already. Right, last one. Come on, guys. Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it. I didn't. You did it. Shut the fuck up. Please welcome Sandra Bullock.
So that's the best parts. Gene says he was Scotty, but he moved to another country and his son turned him in. Damn. Autocorrect sucks today. Scotty says he was here on the Gold Coast or what, allegedly. Oh wow. Go family, huh? Fark. So yeah, so if Ricky Gervais is willing to say all that stuff in the Golden Globes a couple years back, what would he have said if he was in Chris Rock's position as host of the Oscars this year? That's what he would have said. He says, "I would not have joked about her hair." Ricky Gervais weighs in. I assume they mean on Will Smith's divisive Oscars slap, as he insists he'd have mocked Jada Pinkett Smith's boyfriend if he had been the host. Here they're giving some history, blah, blah, blah. I guess we'll go through some of this. He's 60, pushed his opinion on social media when Best Actor winner Will, 53, stormed on stage following a joke about Jada's buzz cut from MC Chris Rock, 57, during Sunday's 94th Academy Awards. Ricky's fans around the world were keen to know what he would have done, having made unforgiving digs at his fellow stars while hosting the Golden Globe Awards in 2020. Ricky said, nothing, as I would not have made a joke about his wife's hair. I would have made a joke about her boyfriend. And it says Jada hit the headlines in June 2020 when singer August Alsina, 29, claimed he had been in a relationship with Jada, and with the actress later confirming they were in an entanglement. So, there you go. There we go. Rick, see, Rick, they're never going to let him host again, I wouldn't think. While testing new material at a show in London's Highgate this week, Ricky said, according to the Mirror, "I'll get it out of the way. I have not got any Will Smith material. I trended when this happened, and I was not even there. What has it got to do with me? People were going, what would have happened if Ricky Gervais had been doing it, hosting the Oscars? Well, nothing, as I would not have made a joke about his wife, Sarah, would have made a joke about her boyfriend." So, Will Smith should consider himself lucky that Ricky Gervais was not the host. Down here it says, but Ricky joked this week that he may name his new tour after the condition, saying, "This new material is going to be for my new show called Armageddon. I might change that to alopecia." So we already seen that. But yeah. So they're just repeating some of the stuff you just saw him say. Sorry, Sandra, some rough language. This whole situation's full of it. Oops. Let me go to the right tab. Joe says, Ricky is hilarious. Mai says, sorry, Lockbeard. Sorry for what? Mai says, breaking news. Will Smith just resigned from the Academy. It just popped up in my notifications. Oh, really? Huh. I guess the pressure's on. Jean's not believing it. She says, no way, my eyes. Is this an April Fool's joke? My eyes says, Jean, no, it wasn't a joke. Did he give his award back, my eyes? Says Jean. I hate April Fool's joke. I don't partake. They are never funny. Yeah. It's kind of kind of a dumb holiday. I never pay attention to April Fools, and one time I was conducting a fire drill, and it did not cross my mind that it was April 1st. Anyway, people thought it was an April Fool's joke, so it totally messed with a fire drill. So, what if it had been a real fire, on April? So it's just kind of a stupid holiday. We really shouldn't. I say we do away with it altogether, but whatever. Maya says, I don't think they were going to take it away. Yeah, Will Smith, it would send a real good message if Will Smith gives the reward back. It would send a really good message. And so it sucks that he has to do that, but he really should. Gene says, I don't think so either, my eyes, but it is the day. It is the day. LO for them. Cindy says, Ricky keeps it real. My eyes says, Lockbeard, my local radio station played Sheryl Crow's song. Sheryl Crow's song. What song? I'm not sure what you're referring to. I am not sure what you're referring to there. But I am going to try and see if I can find this Will Smith information here you're talking about. Yeah, it's on NBC News, ABC News. Let's see what we got here. The Hollywood Reporter, Will Smith resigns from Academy membership. We'll just throw it on screen. The organization is currently investigating Smith's behavior at Sunday's Oscars. This one he's accepting the award. Will Smith, in the wake of slapping Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars, said Friday that he is resigning from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. In a statement obtained by the Hollywood Reporter, Smith said he was heartbroken and would accept all consequences for his conduct. Quote, my actions at the 94th Academy Awards presentation were shocking, painful, and inexcusable. The list of those I have hurt is long and includes Chris, his family, many of my dear friends and loved ones, all of those in attendance, and the global audiences at home, Smith said. I betrayed the trust of the Academy. I deprived other nominees and winners of their opportunity to celebrate and be celebrated for their extraordinary work. I am heartbroken. I want to put the focus back on those who deserve attention for their achievements and allow the Academy to get back to the incredible work it does to support creativity and artistry in film. Says earlier this week, the Academy began disciplinary action against Smith after a meeting of its board of governors and issued a statement saying Smith was asked to leave the show following the slap, but that he refused. The statement didn't provide further details, but also acknowledged that the Academy could have handled the situation differently. So, it looks like it's real deal. My says radio station played one song. All I want to do is have some fun. They played it for 24 hours on a loop for April Fool's Day, so now I hate the holiday and the song. Well, yeah, that was probably a little much, radio station. Cindy Finn says Wales' next move should be serving the toxic wife papers. Yeah, he definitely needs to get out of that. Kids involved, but Joe says, all right, guys and gals, I'll see you soon. Hopefully, I guess at this point, after all this, they're going to have to change the expression fire at will to something else. Yeah, well, I'll see you in about 30 minutes, I'm sure. Joe, thanks for coming. Gene says, well, she did it. Pushed him till he tanked his career. Now, do you think he will leave her? Should we bet on it? I don't even bet. I don't know. You know, with the kids involved, he may not feel like he's free to do that, you know. I don't know how old they are now. I think they're old enough that it's not going to be too much damage to them. It takes two to tango, says my eyes. Yeah, it does. He certainly could have handled things better, but again, I think he has been through a bunch of bullshit, and it hasn't. He just wasn't able to fully deal with it. Let's see. So, I mean, so it looks like we've got the ages of two of these kids, 21, 23. I mean, they're adults. It still isn't good for them, for the parents to divorce, but at least they're grown. Yep, Joe's going live every other Friday night. Sometimes the ones in between. Let's see here. Their son said something like, "That's how we do it." Of course. Scotty said, "Are you going to on tonight, Jennifer?" Jen says, "No." Gene Hudson said, "Who's going to hire him? We will never get a award again, and those movies shoot for awards." Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it spells for his career. I mean, dude's rich as hell. Maybe it's time to retire from the movie industry and do something, else. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know what the future looks like for him. Considering the situation. Angel says, in this case, it might be better for the kids if the home life is anything like the public one. I mean, hopefully they're both out of the house, or the two that I know the ages of 21 and 23 years old. That's hopefully they're out of the house. I don't know how old the third one is. Gene says, right, Cindy, and what did his son learn from all this? Daughter took after her. My guys, his affairs have been public too. Jen says, let's face it, even if he doesn't work again, he'll be just fine unless she takes it all. Yeah. Well, hopefully the judge isn't too stupid in this case and realizes, this is at least a lot of this is her fault. Somebody said it takes two to tango. Well, maybe it takes two to tango, out of the situation with equal parts, or the problem. See, it's kind of a weird thing. The problem is look, here's the issue with divorcing from, like, say a woman, let's say, she's contributed her own into things, but say you have two women exactly the same, both stay-at-home mothers, but one and same number of kids, everything all else equal, but one of them's married to a poor man and one of them's married to an extremely rich man. Why does the one married to the extremely rich man get more money than the woman married to a poor man? Why? So, man, all them women married to rich guys are going to be pissed off I said this. I'm just saying, why is she worth more than the other wife? Why is the wife of the poor man worth less, according to the courts, than the wife of the rich man? I mean, I just don't see how you can make any logical excuse for that. You get divorced under the same circumstances. What you get out of it, your alimony, your child support, should be the same amount of money. No matter how rich the guy is, doesn't matter. It should be the same amount. And maybe they can make some equivalents here so that, let's say, because you don't want it to be so much money that it encourages divorce under circumstances where there shouldn't be divorce. Because there are certainly women that do that shit, right? They're like, fuck it, I didn't get in my way. I'll just divorce him and take all his shit. That shit happens. It happens. But, so my thought is, and this is a little bit communist, you come up with an amount that's reasonable, right? You come up with something that's pretty reasonable that a woman can live on a reasonably comfortable life and take care of her kids and all that stuff if the divorce happens. Of course, there's a myriad of different, factors to factor in, but I'm just saying under the two women, same circumstances that the divorce happens under. But one's married to a rich man, one's married to a very poor man. Well, how about the system takes whatever the amount they decide that a woman under those circumstances deserves in the case of a divorce. They figure out a number, and then they balance it out. Maybe they do take more money from the rich man, but they don't take all his shit. They don't take an obscene amount. She doesn't get half his shit. If he's a billionaire, she doesn't get half his billions, right? Not if she didn't contribute in a way beyond, being a housewife, performing the exact same function as the housewife of the poor man. Hardworking man, maybe he's a janitor or whatever. He doesn't make a lot of money. Same function, I'm gonna get a bunch of women pissed off at me. And then, and then take the extra, because of course the men are still like, well, why does she still get more money why does still more money come out of this guy? Well, because, the reality is the poor man isn't necessarily making enough money to cover, because now you're going from one household to two, which means rent's more, bills more, everything's more. And so that allows for some balancing of the situation, but for the two women under the same circumstances to get drastically different amount of money out of a divorce, it just don't seem right. Lowrider says, is there any chance we can get the president to comment on this tragedy? Jen Psaki quit and is headed to MSNBC over this. Did Jen Psaki quit? I was sick of listening to her bullshit anyway. I haven't paid too much attention to him or her, especially Kamala Ho. Gene says the relationship reminds me of Brad and Angelina. Hey, at least, as far as I know, at least Angelina didn't take a shit on the bed, right? Poor Johnny Depp. Scotty says he made some great movies, just a victim of a corrupt system. Chris Rock is still a fucking legend. So saith Scotty. Troy says, just wait until the kids are out of the home, then book. Cindy says, Will's mom was abused and he saw it, so he may have some kind of submissive block. Gene says, better lawyers. Gene says she made just as much as he did. Yeah, in this case, yeah. Hopefully the judge just says, well, you take your shit, and just get the hell out of my courtroom. My eyes. Guys, he admits he has had affairs. Why is he the victim? I'm not saying he's 100% in the right or anything. I'm just saying that she's definitely contributing to the problems. I just want to make it abundantly clear that she's definitely part of what's making him nuts. And for all we know, he wouldn't have had the affairs if he wasn't enduring certain bullshit at home. I don't know. You know, a lot of people like to put if a man has an affair, he's 100% at fault. And I'm like, well, you know, look, this is the basic biological urge. It even overcomes self-preservation at times to breed, you know. And if you have a mate who is poisonous and you know, a woman's behavior affects, how can I put this? Affects the bedroom. It affects the bedroom where he would rather, you know, the man would rather have a different mate. You know what I mean? Someone who isn't making him feel like shit. You know, again, I don't know how to really voice this, but you know, you're in a marriage, right? You know, and we're in a civilization that doesn't allow you to have multiple mates without a bunch of criticism, which is, to me, is ridiculous. But you know, men have always done this. It's a normal thing for the human animal. Humans are made to be more like chickens than penguins, right? You know, a rooster, you know, keeps as many females as he can. We're not like penguins. Penguins, they're monogamous. The male sits on the damn egg. Well, that's not how humans are built, right? Humans are a different type of animal. I'm not saying that a man shouldn't do some care for the children. I'm just saying that there's differences morphologically, psychologically, as well. We're meant to perform a different function than females in general. There has to be some crossover because sometimes one has to compensate for the missing of the other. Because, you know, if your mate dies, somebody's got to cover things up. Kind of like those chickens I used to have, right? I told y'all that before, where I had two roosters with a bunch of hens, and the roosters got killed fighting some kind of, I don't know what predator got them. It may have been a bobcat, it might have been coyotes, who knows. Something got the damn roosters while they were in the woods. And so the masculine role is so important that one of the hens, her behavior changed. She was a little different breed than the others. So she was a little bigger and she had no feathers on her neck. Like normally for this breed, it's called a turkin or a naked neck chicken. So all that red skin was exposed. So there's that visual cue of those bigger wattles. So I guess that's why their biology synced up with that. And she began to behave as a male. She started trying to crow. She started becoming very aggressive. She started mounting the other hens. She was trying to fulfill that role because it's extremely important that the masculine part and those jobs be filled. So anyway, the point is that humans are more like that. They have sexual dimorphism. There's different functions that are meant to be fulfilled by the different genders, and a lot of people do not want to accept that. They want to believe both sides are the same, both genders are the same, and they're not. You know, if a man tried to give birth to a baby, he would probably lose his damn mind and kill himself. Let's just be real. You know what I mean? And there's some things that women can't do. You know, it's like with the military thing. You know, women cannot, in general, there's a few women that can, mainly out of Russia, pass the physical requirements, you know. It's because we're a sexually dimorphic species. Men are meant to perform different types of functions than women. Equally necessary functions, but that's the truth. I don't know about that. Again, that's telling me that a housewife of a rich man is more valuable than a housewife of a poor man. That's what it's telling me. So why is she getting more? Because she's a better gold digger? You know what I mean? I mean, seriously. Gene says Cindy didn't look too submissive, smacking Chris. Well, Gene, most men would have punched, he slapped across the face. Well, slapping is more of an insult than punching. It's more disrespectful. In that moment, Will wasn't looking to show Chris respect. He was trying to be as disrespectful as he could. He may not have thought that in his head, that what I just voiced, it may not, but it was just how he acted. It was just what he was doing. You go up and you bitch slap a guy, you're showing him great disrespect. You know, and this goes to in different cultures. I mean, it goes back. You remember, you know, you see some of these films where they show that you take off the glove and you smack a guy, and now you gotta like have a duel to the death. Yeah. Gene says, Cindy, it is a bigger insult for a man to slap another man than to punch. Yeah. You just bitch slapped Chris Rock. Gene says, I may be completely wrong, but didn't it come out a while back that they had an open type of relationship? Well, there was some of that being talked about as well, and it may have been an attempt to save face. Mai says, so I make more than my husband. If we get divorced, we split it. And who the hell is a housewife in these days? A poor guy doesn't support a family anymore. If you get divorced, you get what you earn, your wealth. It's the same for the female too. If the female makes more than the man, I think that whatever we agree that in our society would be an acceptable amount for all divorced husbands to get of their wife, assuming he was a stay-at-home dad. Now, if he's working and making a proper income for himself, I say he goes and takes what he's got. You know, that's what he's making enough money to take care of himself and the kids, if the kids are going with him. Or if not, then if he's making money, he needs to just go on with himself, and he doesn't get more money out of you. This whole idea, like, look, y'all came y'all came together. You had your stuff and he had his shit, and you come together. Why is it that somehow when you part, the one with less has to get some of what the other one had? You know what I mean? It don't make any logical sense. Unless they're not earning money and they're having to take care of the kids. Now we have a situation, and those kids, like, both parents have responsibility to those kids and so on. And also, in the case, like, if you haven't worked for years, now you're got a situation where, because you were a stay-at-home parent, either husband or wife, you don't have a job history. And if you got the kids, you either got to take care of the kids at home and have child support and alimony, or you got to pay for childcare, which is an additional expense that and then so now you got other people. Your kids are with other people, and now if they're in school, you can still work, but there's just too much of that. I get some of your shit because I was married to you. Nah, hold on a second. There's too much of that. And it's gotten out of hand. It's gotten way out of hand. Angelina keeps a hotel room for her affairs. Oh, I thought they were the open marriage thing was Will and I could swear that there was an aspect of that too. Peppermint Patty. Maya says, takes two people working their ass off to support a family these days. Yeah, for the most part, but there's still some stay-at-home wives and stuff. Stay-at-home moms and stay-at-home husbands as well. It's more rare, but there's stay-at-home husbands. Cindy Finn says, Jada has never wanted to live as husband and wife in a conventional marriage. So why did she do it? Why? Don't go down that road if you can't do it. Jean says, Cindy, I have 7 brothers. Trust me, it is an insult to slap a man. If you punch them, makes them equal. Yeah, and that's an interesting thing, like when it comes to... I've never been able to punch a woman. I've talked about this before. It's surreal. But one thing my mom told me when I was a kid was, look, you don't hit women. But if a woman puts herself in the place of a man, then you treat her like a man, so that she learns not to do that, right? And what she was saying was, if a woman punches me, punch her back. A woman shouldn't just get to punch a man and not have consequences for her, is basically what she's saying. I can agree with that logically. I just can't see myself ever bringing myself to punch a woman unless she is really like, she just stabbed me with a knife or something. You know what I mean? It's not in my nature. But I get the logic. I understand, but straighten your tail feathers. Hen will take it over. Yeah, hen will take it over. That hen did, but she was not. I'm going to be really careful. There's a lot of commentary I would make to this and what it means, but I'll just tell you what happened. The hen was not able to fully function as a rooster, right? One, she couldn't produce offspring. She stopped laying eggs because she thought she was a boy, and it affected her physiologically. But she wasn't able to fully function as a male should. Like she would leave every day. She would leave the hens. I kept having to go get her. She was going to this house that was a quarter mile away across the valley because there were bird feeders out in her front yard. And somehow she had roamed around and found these bird feeders. And so she was going over there and hanging out underneath their bird feeders. When I go over there, like there was another house across the road from them, and they had some dogs. And the dogs would be sitting on the other side of the road just staring at this chicken. And he knew they wanted to track her, but they wouldn't. And they were not really small dogs. They were decent enough sized dog that they should have been able to like kill a freaking chicken. But they were not jacking with this chicken. So I assume they had already tried, and this chicken had kicked their ass. But I kept having to go get this stupid hen because she kept leaving. and she wouldn't stay and guard the hens like she's supposed to. I mean, the roosters are supposed to, but she thought she was being a rooster, but yet she wouldn't do the full job. So take from that story what you will. Cindy says, Will fought back tears at the red table. At the red table on that, it was sad. She pissed me off with her lack of love and compassion. Yeah, exactly. If you have that at home and then you start to stray because of it, I think maybe the man doesn't deserve to be fully treated like a piece of shit because he strayed, right? He does not have an appropriately supportive mate at home. She's not his backup. She's not his support. She's poisonous, and of course he's going to stray. He needs to find something that he's not getting at home. And I'm not just talking about sex. Mai says, you are, Lockbeard, you are, I am what? Ridiculous. You are making up crap to justify your misogyny. We aren't the same, but this is pathetic by now. I don't think so. I don't think so, my eyes. Hey, Nikki, what's up? Cindy Finn says, well, there is a pecking order. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess it pissed off my eyes. I knew it was going to piss off someone with some of that, but, you know, a lot of people aren't just aren't able to meet on that level about that subject. I don't think I'm a misogynist. I think I'm just a realist about what kind of animal we are, why we have some of the problems we have in our society. So, you know, I don't know. You know, there's just, and sorry, it's just it's an issue. It's an issue, you know, and I wish a lot of women have been just so brainwashed by the media and the politicians and movies and to think a certain way about what being a strong woman is. They got a warped idea of what being a strong woman is. Yeah, we're going to wrap her up here in just a second, Cindy. Thanks for coming. Gene says, truth of this whole thing is that people grow up with fairy tales, and that gives the wrong idea of the truth of relationships. They are hard work, and both have to work it, and respect goes a long way. Oh, yeah. Gene says, bye, Cindy. All right, thank y'all for coming. I knew this was going to be a little bit of a touchy subject, but it's good for people to talk about it and think about these things and try to figure shit out. So, thanks for coming. And I'll let Cartman say this part.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Yeah. Thank y'all for coming. And I'll see you over at Joe's, those of you that are going there. Later.